What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stimulus update and second stimulus check update. I wanted to do a later night, evening style update for today, December 22nd, to fill you in on what's been actually going on. You see the title of this video. First off, the title is not a mistake. This is true. There are reports that right now, as of recording this video, there are multiple reports saying that President Trump will not sign the stimulus package. That it's there, but he will not sign it. Now, earlier today, I received multiple comments from many of you. I do read your comments, so first off, thank you for leaving comments. It's greatly appreciated. But I received multiple comments that said, Trump has not signed the bill. This bill is not law. Trump is holding up the stimulus package. And it's true. This bill is not a law until President Trump signs it. So here's the thing. According to multiple reports, right now, President Trump is waiting on the stimulus package to get to his desk to see this 5,500-page bill land on his desk before he can sign it. According to reports, it was not printed on the right paper. It has to be printed on parchment paper for him to sign it. Now, I don't know the legalities of it. I don't know if it has to be printed on parchment paper. My guess is yes, it does. It has to be on a specific type of paper. It goes through the proper channels, arrives at his office, lands on his desk, and he signs it. However, that's not the only report out there. There's multiple reports. And you're probably wondering, when will he actually sign the bill? What are the reports saying? Now, I'm just a guy on YouTube. I am not in the Oval Office. I'm not standing over President Trump's, right behind him, looking to see what he does. That's not me. That's not what I do. Okay? But right now, there are multiple reports out that President Trump is holding the stimulus package hostage. He's holding it hostage. He's holding it over the heads of people like Mitch McConnell to really stick it to him. He's saying, this is for not backing me. This is for not standing behind me in my fight to contest this election. And it's not just Mitch McConnell. It's other GOP as well, other Senate Republicans that did not stand behind President Trump. There's only a handful of Senate Republicans that have stood behind President Trump in his fight to contest this election. And based on the reports, they're saying that President Trump is not going to sign it because he wants to get back at the GOP. Well, hopefully that's not the case, because that wouldn't be good. What I can tell you is that in the next couple of days, today is December 22nd, in the next couple of days, President Trump and his family will go down to Mar-a-Lago and spend Christmas down there. This is what they're going to do. This is what they do every year. This means, based on reports, he may not even sign this stimulus package until he gets back. Christmas is on Friday, December 25th. He most likely would stay, a couple of days, maybe over the weekend, come back, let's say Monday. Comes back on Monday, December 28th, and then signs the bill. Well, Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, said the beginning of next week, he can start sending out stimulus checks. But here's the issue. If President Trump doesn't sign the bill until December 28th, then when is Steve Mnuchin going to start sending stimulus checks? Because what we know is it's going to take about 7 to 10 days. So this was the reason why I kept saying the stimulus package need to be passed by the House, the Senate, and signed into law by President Trump on Monday, December 21st, in order for us to see stimulus checks as early as the 28th. That's when they can issue the checks. And then it would take about between 1 to 2 days to start landing in bank accounts for direct deposit. That means the 29th or 30th, we could potentially see stimulus checks. But even if it goes as far as maybe we got to wait an entire week, which means we get pushed back till January 1st. But if all the reports are correct, saying that President Trump won't sign this until possibly next week, till maybe Monday, that just means stimulus checks are going to be delayed until possibly into the 1st of January, into the first week. Many people can't wait that long. But let me give you an idea. Let me give you an idea of what happened with the CARES Act. This should give you, well, actually, before we get to that, let me just say, because you're probably wondering, well, wasn't the stimulus package tied to the Omnibus bill? Yes, it is. Not was, it is. They're tied together. They are one. So when President Trump signs one, he's going to sign both of them. Technically, two bills into one. So the Corona bus, I think, is what they're calling it. Now, here's what you need to understand. The government will not shut down because President Trump signed a bill last night that simply lets the government stay open for one more week. Another stopgap bill until Monday. This is the reason why there are reports stating that President Trump might not sign the bill until Monday, until the deadline. Now, the other reports are that it just takes a little bit because they got to put this bill on the right paper. Okay, they're not handwriting it, they're printing it. I'd assume they should have a good printer. I think even my printer can do 5,500 pages in a day. But when it came to the CARES Act, here's what you need to know. The Senate passed the CARES Act with a vote of 96-0 on March 25th. March 25th, 2020. It took 2 days for the House to then pass the bill. So the House passed it on March 27th, 2020. Guess when President Trump signed it? Same night. The same night. On March 27th, 2020 is when he signed it. Now, granted, the CARES Act was only 300 pages long compared to this huge monstrosity, which is 5,593 pages. So, it is possible the bill is still being put together for President Trump to sign it. I'd assume that we've heard reports that President Trump is going to sign this bill. This was a few days ago. This was also yesterday as well. So all indications point to President Trump will sign this. But the fact of the matter is it's still not signed. And we haven't heard from the White House whether or not this bill is coming. We've heard from some reporters saying it's on its way. But we've also heard from other reporters saying it's already arrived. It's sitting on his desk, but he won't sign it. So my goal here is not to get you worried, but it's to give you both sides. I tell you, oh, it's great. We're going to see stimulus. We're going to get a stimulus check, rental assistance, unemployment benefits, and all that stuff's great. But that's only one side. The other side of me is like, we should have got more for unemployment benefits. We should have got more for a stimulus check. We need more money for rental assistance. Schools are going to need more money. State and local government funding, which isn't there. Do we need $150 billion? Maybe not. But even 75? We need something. So right now, Congress is pretty much leaving us, the American people, out of everything. But they're okay to send $500 million to Israel. They're okay to send money to Venezuela. They're okay to send money just around the world to people that really don't need it. Right? They're okay with that. Some experts are saying that President Trump could wait until next week to sign the bill. And they're saying this because, one, this could be a political move. They also say it's his way of sticking it to the Republicans. Another expert saying this is his way of trying to stay in office. As to how he does that by not signing this bill, it's beyond me. I think the American people would be very upset, would not want him in office if he doesn't sign this. One report indicates that, and this is huge. Hey, this is huge. One report, and I believe this is actually coming from Bloomberg as well. So maybe two reports, are currently saying that multiple CEOs reached out to President Trump to get him to include liability protections for their companies or risk losing their support if he decides to rerun for president in 2024. That's huge. That's big. And I say that's big because if you have multiple CEOs that were backing you for your campaign in 2020, or even back in 2016, which helped you get elected, and now they're saying, if you don't provide this, we're going to pull our support. That could change things. That could change a lot of things. So right now, even though I think a lot of what is in these bills is complete garbage, and some of it's not needed, I do think the American people deserve what they can get. The American people deserve something. Like I said, rental assistance, I'm a big fan of that. I don't want people going homeless. Food assistance is desperately needed. I don't want people to go hungry. And right now, food banks are dry. There's no food in a lot of these food banks. You know, unemployment benefits, stimulus checks. There's nothing. There's nothing other than a stimulus check and some little bits of food for seniors. There's nothing. That just makes me sick. So, that is what we know right now regarding President Trump and what is taking so long to get this bill actually signed. Again, I'm hopeful that President Trump will sign this and that it's not going to take him, you know, another 5 to 6 days. But as the reports are coming out, there's two sides here. And I don't know which side to believe more. Right now, I'm hoping, and hopefully I just don't have my blinders on, but I'm hoping the bill isn't sitting on his desk and he's holding it hostage. He's holding ransom to try to get something else. But again, right now we don't know. We haven't really heard from President Trump. So that's the next thing, I guess, is we just need to wait and see when this bill is signed. I'm going to continue to do updates, continue to provide information on what is in this package that you could potentially get. But at the same time, just understand, at this point of creating this video, okay, it's 7:30 p.m. on December 22nd. That's Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. He hasn't signed the bill yet. Okay, so hopefully that's not what's happening. But again, I just want to be honest with you about both sides of the situation. So hopefully you have a great rest of your evening. Hopefully you have an incredible rest of your week. I will come on tomorrow and provide another stimulus update, give you some more information as to how you can get additional stimulus checks, additional stimulus as well. So make sure you subscribe so I can continue to do that, and I'll see you guys on the next one.